Good morning folks, welcome back to the channel. New week, new proposal with the amendments, really looking good on this one. This one's got me very happy. We're seeing the amendments that we would like to have seen, the removal of the sidechain and all of the other kind of things we just didn't want to see in there. Like Ziggy, which is all a separate situation in general. There's already enough crammed into these proposals as it is. We already have a huge issue of people not being able to understand the gobbledygook. So there's arguments on both sides, but it seems like a middle ground may have been found. And the first thing to note is, if you hadn't heard this yet, Tobias has left the L1 team. You can see this however you want, in a positive, negative manner. You are entitled to your own opinion, as am I. Very sad to see this happen, but thus the show must go on. Looking forward to seeing the new L1 dev. Who this is going to be, we don't know. This is all part of a teething process for LUNC and pushing through all of the FUD, all of the negativity, to just try simply find solutions where others find problems. So I've highlighted a lot of stuff in here. I've got different colors for different things. We're going to be going over a few little things here this morning to kick off the week. So in addition to this, they are going to seek to work with an L2 team to develop Classic Station. This is a high priority for myself. But right now, as it stands, we do have a working mobile version. So this being a priority, I think, is more a want than a need. There's so many more other things that need attention, and we're going to be doing a few different videos this week on different things that we could possibly be adding to, or think about adding to, the next list of jobs we would like from this task force. Because once this goes through, let's say in an ideal world, it goes through, they get paid, everything goes through, we reach parity, it's an open slate, they've pretty much got nothing to do. They're going to need to compile a list, as they've stated in here. So you've got lots of really good stuff, them outlining the simple primary benefits that we stated in the podcast, saying simply give the endpoints of what all of this is supposed to achieve. Seeing this is really good. And if we scroll to the bottom quickly, you can see that there is a glossary of terms. I mean, they're making every single possible attempt that they can to ensure that people can understand it this time. Just adding these in must have took a good 20-30 minutes extra to go through, search all of the different terms, make sure they've got the correct things. You can get all of this. There will be links to the Terra documentation in this video. You can simply get it here by clicking down here on the left hand corner. Now, going back to this document, what so we'll just sort of go through, but I've highlighted these red because of the simple fact that these people are more or less self-employed, especially with our teams changing so often, right? A good kind of thing to relate this to is kind of like, say, a plumber or an electrician on site. They're subcontracted, so they may be at one job one week, one job another week. They're not going to be provided tools. They need to provide all of that themselves. This kind of comes under tools, so maybe taking a relook at this later on, maybe we could put this forward as a community to say maybe it's better if all of these different developers actually from their wages get themselves their own subscriptions, because it benefits them, especially if they're going to be working here for 3 months then working somewhere else for 4 months. It's better that they simply provide that for themselves on a subcontractor basis. A good thing that we can see in here is the more or less the integration of the fee share module. This could be a game changer. It could help projects flourish, blossom, and it alleviates stress off of different kind of protocols, projects, and just everything in general, really, that regards a transaction. It would help out because you can more or less pay a little bit extra gas to give that to the project that you're part of, so to speak. It's really good to see small things like that coming forward. So you've got work with an L2 team to patch the GUI assets, which is Station Extension Mobile. This is really important, like I was saying, but it's more a want than a need, because as the project manager stated in the podcast, is that they don't own Mobile Station. They don't do any updates for it. TFL do that, and it's simply that way. So this is a little bit contradictory, but this is going to be all part of this teething process where we can bring things forward, get one of those podcasts possibly where you can give feedback in from myself and from other people in the community that want to get things put forward. It's so important that they follow this process in the future. And I know there's a lot of people that are saying, well, this has gone up quite quick, but I think it's quite imperative that we get over this hiccup, this bump as soon as we can and try and get the community back together, all focusing on that one true goal of making Lunar Classic great, because currently you just have people throwing stones in glass houses as if it doesn't affect them, and it affects all of us. And the worst part about this is the only ones that actually suffer ultimately is the community, the investors and people that are holders, because of everybody's pathetic bickering between each other. Anyway, so we're seeing a schedule upgrade on the mainnet and provide on-call support during the scheduled halt. This is responsible, this is mature, this is them saying to us, when we do the chain halt, we're going to provide the necessary support to make sure everything goes smoothly, correctly, and as best as it can during a blockchain halt. Everybody freaks out even when they know there is a blockchain halt. Why can't I send my coins? Why can't I do this? Simply an update. Blockchain needs to be halted and all of these upgrades put in as fast as possible and getting everybody to come back onto the same consensus. Now, the Terra operator and the finalization of that, it could benefit the blockchain greatly because it simplifies the already simple process of creating a validator. It simplifies it even more than it already is. This could be groundbreaking, especially for our blockchain, because people who want to get involved with validating, it's always best to go onto a smaller chain, learn the way, learn the ropes, figure things out, understand about sentry nodes and how you're supposed to do it correctly to ensure, because you can run it from one computer, but you're going to be very vulnerable. That's where the security risks come into play. So we've got the establishing of the IBCs to Kajura. I'm seeing a lot of good stuff, especially with the mumbo jumbo taken out of Ed's sidechain, which is like a totally different venture. I haven't really seen any updates from Ed, so I don't even know what's going on with him at the moment. So you can see that I've highlighted the one full-time developer that needs replacement in blue. And this is simply because it needs to be in there. Yes, it's annoying that it's in there. And yes, they are going to take that 12.5k in with the budget. But if they find a developer tomorrow and we vote him in within a week, you're going to need to do like so many different proposals again, whereas this comes into the requested budget. It's irritating at its best, but it's one of those things we kind of have to like it and take it the good with the bad in this situation, because a lot of the negative has been removed. Now, this discretionary budget, I think, needs to be reworked. The reason why is because it doesn't actually describe what it is very well. Now, I stated to the project manager that this was more like a bug bounty system. And he was like, yeah, actually, yeah, kind of. And it really is. So maybe it would be better to have 2.5k or 3k, so to speak, set aside for a bug bounty budget, where you have these bugs and this is when you're going to need junior developers, is to come in and fix bugs that you just don't have time to do. That discretionary budget gives you the ability to pay them straight away once they've completed that work. So simply having that as a bug bounty system could really help the blockchain. We've spoken about this so many times, and it's such a positive thing to bring forward into a blockchain that consistently needs bugs fixing. So yes, there's different things going on. Yes, we've highlighted quite a few things that need questioning, but ultimately this going forward, the team going forward, them showing that even with all of the negative press, all of the different bad things, they've bounced back, they've taken in the community sentiment, they've adapted, they've improvised, and they've come back with a better attitude, understanding that if there is problems, they do need to meet in the middle, and it's not okay for things to be held ransom. This is the kind of attitude we want to see. We don't want to see people who simply find out something negative and then go into self-destruct mode and just try and blowing everything up regardless of the damage it does or what it does. All of this kind of thing, right, of washing our laundry in public. Instead of like going to people just like put out a tweet, call this person out, call that person out. And it's all simply just airtime for people, becoming the center of attention for something. We're just here to provide nice updates, stay on point, understand what's going on with everything. And in here towards June, and this is why I was saying this is so important for us moving forward, is this whole idea of having a complete open highway, having nothing there, and just simply being able to put our cars down of the routes we want to travel on, plot our journey, and then head off onto these really nice adventures that are going to prosper the blockchain, make people happy, provide good sentiment. So seeing the preparation of a Q3 budget and Agora proposals this time round, really good. They're going to take the time that they're supposed to take in the future. Yes, we've got to more or less put this one up a little bit quicker than we normally would like. And I even said to myself, maybe wait till Monday morning. But, you know, you can only advise someone to a certain extent. I feel like this is enough for us to push forward. We understand where the money's going. We can question things again. They look like they're going to meet in the middle again. And this is what we're going to want to see. There's never going to be a time when they put up a proposal and every single person agrees to it and is absolutely happy. We've got so many bad characters on the blockchain that just simply... The best expression for this, and I'm going to leave the video on this, is that idle hands are the devil's playgrounds. When people just have simply nothing to do, they're not the center of attention. They simply do whatever they can within their means to become that center of everything, the direction of the narrative. And a lot of people also need to question this with LUNC. Whoever controls this blockchain and leads this blockchain, it's a lot of money at stake for these people. So you can understand why there's the absolute cutthroatness of the community, all of the different kind of factions inside it, and this whole kind of Game of Thrones inside LUNC of who's going to control things, who's going to control the narrative. And this is why I'm going to be pushing on to some videos this week about LUNC becoming truly decentralized, because currently our endpoints are all held in one place with one company, one project, and it all relies on just simply that. There's a way for our endpoints to be run on the exact same manner that the blockchain runs, on 130 active validators, those endpoints to be spread out between sentry nodes of all the validators. This way, because the biggest issue I find right now is if TFL suddenly are attacked and they shut down all of their endpoints and they decide, you know, right, let's shut down, because their endpoints are the same. All of their endpoints go to TFL. So you can grasp where this is going, right? We don't want to be in a position where we can have the endpoints shut down and someone else has to put them all up, or be in a position where we've even got to pay for the endpoints every month. We can decentralize this. It can be done. We've spoken about it many times before. Folks, have a really, really nice Monday morning. I'm feeling a little bit sick, but I've still got to head off to work this morning. Other than that, have a really nice day. Beware of scammers, beware of doppelgangers, beware of anybody pretending to be me. Stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and I will catch you in the next one.